Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know. Gatwick Airport is on fire. Let's have a look at the news, see what's going on. But first up, let's plug in my phone because that is running out of battery. Was it caused by an electric car? That's what mostly Mrs. Geoff wants to know. Let's have a look, see what the latest is. What is going on here? I just caught this news story just now and I thought, you know what, let's do this one live. I'm sure there's breaking news. Where does he keep Safari? Seriously. I think I deleted Safari off his... how do we do this? I can't find Safari on this iPad. What's the news? I think I just read in the news that it had now been put out. But, has it? That's the question. Has anybody seen anything new? Anybody know? Here we go. Gatwick fire latest. Let's find out what's going on. I was obviously at Gatwick a few weeks ago. It's quite a big car. It's been extinguished and the car park is open for passengers. The fire was extinguished and there's no injuries. The car park, really? It was huge. I saw a photo that was a big fire. What's going on? Let's see if we can get the news open. The Express is reporting that it's out. Has anybody seen anything about this? What are we saying? 3 hours ago, the fire's extinguished. The long stay car park has been put out. There's no injuries. Oh, maybe it just was a diesel Range Rover then. I hate these websites that are all adverts and you can't actually read the news on them. Looks like everything's going okay. There's a report that a fire is ripping through a car park at Gatwick's North Terminal. This was 4 hours ago, so I'm a little bit late on this. And a Twitter user said the fire appears to be massive and posted a photo. But it's apparently out now. So what do you know? What do I know? Nothing on BBC News about it, says Isaac. Express.co.uk basically says it's all over, but the photo that I put on the thumbnail for this looked like it was huge. So what is going on? Oh, well, that's else in the news as well. Dave Meyer's massive fortune unveiled after hairy biker's star tragic death. He was a bit overweight, but he did die suddenly. Managed to catch another live one. Good morning. One of those diesels with a big battery. Could well be. Yeah, absolutely. Just trying to find some more news on this. Gatwick news. It looks to me... Let's try through Twitter. You can't do much on Twitter if you're not logged in, can you? And I don't keep any of my logins on any of my devices because it's bad for you, basically. So we can't do that on Twitter. Anybody know anything more? No surprise to the BBC being silent. The Independent, anything from the Independent? Excuse me. The only one I've got is that one on the Daily Express. Excuse me, chemtrails. What's up with the murdered trees behind you? Oh, this is a place that does, I don't know, they do murdered trees or something. Just back from the shop. What about this fire? I'm trying to work it out. I've seen a massive photo of it, but now it seems to have disappeared, which doesn't make any sense. Has anybody got anything on this? Look, my phone's ringing off the hook. Lots of people are phoning me and texting me, so there's something going on. Why is it raining now as well? I really didn't want any rain. We're going to take Ian out in my Renault. Decided to use the Renault today, not the X5. Mostly because I like it. Right, vehicle fire. So the only thing that I could find is on the Daily Express that says it's not suspicious. 53 minutes ago, motorists are being warned of severe delays on a major road linking London to Essex, but I don't think that's related, is it? M25 is closed. How is there nothing in the news about this? I do not understand. The photos on Twitter look like the fire was absolutely huge. It's been put out. That's what I'm reading as well. But it doesn't seem to make sense that no one is reporting it apart from one article on the Daily Express from 47 minutes ago. Has anybody got anything on Facebook or social media or anything? Maybe it was Photoshop, you're right. Maybe the image that I've used At the bottom of the page, it says there was one 14 hours ago. Exactly. None of this is making sense. None of the photos being circulated appear to be of Gatwick. So maybe this is just the Express who are doing a big... maybe they've used that image and it was only a small fire. In which case, I'm wasting my time and your time, and I apologise. But as I said, what I saw was photos of a massive fire. And that's what it said on Twitter. It said it was huge. But I'm only getting news from like ages ago. I'm struggling here. What have you got, guys? Anybody got anything? I can't open up another tab because I'm broadcasting on my own phone. So I'm struggling to find anything about this here. I don't care whether it's you know, an EV or not. I'd just like to know what's happening here, because all I'm finding in the news is stuff about the Luton fire. I got nothing. This is a rubbish live feed. There's a fire somewhere, but I don't know anything about it. We could have a huge fire here, couldn't we? Gatwick news fire. There's nothing. News live. Anyone doing anything live? A23 reportedly closed near Gatwick after a car fire. No, that's not the one, because that was from... No, that's not it either. What we got? Perhaps it's a future headline. Could be a future headline. M25 is being restricted due to improvements. Any connect with the McMaster? He's going away again. Don't lie, Geoff. Don't lie, Geoff. We know you want it to be an EV like the rest of us. Yeah, definitely. Only the Express have anything, but Gatwick Fire Service are hiring, according to Twitter. Of course, it's an EV. Why would they suppress it? They said fire service from Gatwick. Hang on then. So if they're saying the fire... This doesn't make sense, because what I saw from Twitter was that it was huge. So maybe it wasn't then. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a non-incident. Gatwick Airport live. Car park engulfed by huge fireball. No, that's all I'm getting. So there's a report by someone called Liam Doyle, March 13th, 2024, updated at 8:52. Someone on Twitter said it was a massive fire is currently ripping through a car park near the airport's North Terminal. That's not the same as one car that's been put out. Someone there is saying the pictures look like Luton. So maybe this is just maybe this is fake news, all right? And I'm quite happy to admit, if I've shared fake news, I'm quite happy to put my hands up and say, sorry. Yeah, weird. This isn't making sense. Maybe this is a nothing story. I guess we'll see. There's nothing on the breaking news. There's nothing anywhere. No. So, right. Shall we update this then? Gatwick Airport isn't on fire. Nothing on News 24. Thank you, Gordon. Taycan insurance job. Yeah, maybe it was Lee. This is a much better story, isn't it? This is a much better story. Lee the McMaster has parked up at Gatwick Airport. He's decided to go over to Cyprus because it's warmer than Blackpool, and he's left his car there with a tea light underneath it, and it's an insurance job because he knows that he's going to lose £20,000. National highways urge motorists to only travel as necessary when it shuts the M25 in both directions between junction 10 and 11. Yeah, just the roads are a joke. Facebook fire in car park is spreading. Thank you, Rob, for the updated news. Why is there no fire at Gatwick? Are all the EVs at home? He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy. Daily Express says its source was X, so it must be true. But Rob, you just said you've seen that the fire is spreading. I haven't got my computer with me, so I can't check Facebook. So really, you lot, you're all my sleuths on this one. Get yourselves on Facebook and see if you can tell everybody what's going on, because I'm not seeing anything. Wow, the battery goes fast on this iPad. Everything's just crap in it these days. I keep saying that, but everything is just basically rubbish. So we got nothing. Unless we put Facebook in and see if we get anybody's Facebook posts about this. Our new £48,000 Mercedes was destroyed in the Luton Airport car park fire, say devastated Brits. Yeah, well, that was a while ago. What's everybody got? Type Gatwick Airport fire in search. Yeah, I'm not getting anything as well. The battery is designed to be crap. Yes, it is. The fire was extinguished and there were no injuries. The dodgy Git show. That's what I'm seeing on the Express. The Express says the fire is out, but Rob, further up, said that, here you go, Rob Hudson. Facebook fire in car park is spreading. On Facebook, the fire in the car park is spreading. So the Express is saying the fire's out, but Facebook, they're saying the fire's spreading. And there's nothing. So we don't know. Basically, it's an excuse for what day is it today? It is Wednesday today, isn't it? The car park's open, says Dodgy Git. So hopefully, it's been extinguished and then it was possibly not an EV, says Tony. You're correct. Must have been a diesel Land Rover. Geoff, try and get hold of the Crackmaster, the Irish junior of the Mapmaster. They get on well and have cameoed. All right. There was a small fire in the Longstay car park, dealt with overnight, according to their statement. Thank you, Gary. It's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It's definitely Wednesday because it was Tuesday yesterday, even though I thought it was Wednesday. Don't second guess me. So the fire's out, basically. Absolute non-event. Apologies for that. But it was fun to chat, isn't it? The Express had a live blog of it. Yeah, I've got that. I've got the live blog on the Express, but it sort of flew in the face as what I was seeing on Twitter. And I saw a huge image of a fire and I thought, oh no, it's happening again. But yes, if you look at this, look, you see that image there? That's the image that I saw. Now that is not one car fire, is it? That's absolutely huge. So, oh, hang on a minute. That's not a British fire engine, I don't think. Oh, it might be. I'm zooming in to try. Oh, I can see a transit van in the background, so it must be Britain. But then again, the scenery doesn't look right. So I think this is the Express using the wrong images. Only found a big fire mentioned around last year, April, also at Gatwick. Next time I go into multi-story, I'm parking on the roof, always. How can anyone expect to lose £65,000 on an EV in 3 years? I'm going to do a video on that later. Come on, Geoff. This was just an excuse to get away from the missus. Yeah. So it's Wednesday. It's definitely Wednesday, but it's Thursday in Australia. No alert from YouTube. I'm not surprised. Right, I've got a WhatsApp. Hi, Geoff. Was it the rats eating the soya wires? Maybe. That story was ridiculous, wasn't it? So basically, ladies and gentlemen, what I think we have here is a bit of a non-event. So I'm going to go. Should I go get my car cleaned? What should I do for the rest of the day? I'm going to go make some more video because I've got plenty of other things to be making videos about. Yeah, all the aircraft are taken off and landing okay, so it's better that there's no major incident. I agree with Peru C. Absolutely, we don't want big major incidents like that. It's good news. The Express Live blog was closed an hour ago. All right, so I'm late to the party. My bad. I guess, yeah, I must have been looking at old news. Hard to know that, isn't it, when you're looking at old news? Lol, what I find funny is the pile of logs, as if Geoff is planning to build on the fire. I did choose this location specifically. Did you see the video about the vinegar? Not yet, no. No drones. Express News reporting the fire is spreading to many vehicles, but now under control. Why is the Express the only people reporting this? I'm sorry, but Gatwick is one of the major UK airports, and it's unacceptable that the Express is the only one covering it. Do you find that a bit suspicious? Because that's absolutely special interest, and all these shit newspapers are always coming up with stuff for clicks, not unlike myself. You'd think they'd be covering this. Gatwick Airport fire. When's this from? No, that's April last year. So no one's covering it, basically. Yeah, I got nothing. Hi, Geoff. Keep up the great work. Loving the channel and content, me old mucker. Thank you, Harry. I'm just going with the flow. Yes, vinegar. You can boil vinegar to make the chemtrails go away. I need to do better than that. Watch Challenge the Roads video yesterday about the electric car market. No, I've not watched it yet. I think it's clickbait, says Jed. I now think it's clickbait as well. So, yeah, we got nothing. So there is no big fire, which is great news. Let's be honest, we all wanted it to be an electric car, hopefully from the Volkswagen group. I just meant the Express jumped on the story and then backtracked. Yeah, I agree. I think that's what's happened here. Definitely not an electric car, says Andy. Express report on things no one else will. Look up Keith Harding, Marius Lodge, GCHQ, Jimmy Savile. It's being suppressed. Where's my Baker foil, says John. Does anyone have live satellite images? It's a paid service. I'm too cheap to pay, but it should give a bird's eye of the fire. No, I haven't actually. I'm off, pal. It's half an hour, dude. Thanks to the Dodgy Git Show. See you later. What's your view on the second-hand market? Difficult at the moment. It is difficult. Second-hand market, yeah, it's tricky. Because some people are telling me that stuff is selling, and other people are telling me that stuff is not selling, and I don't know. I have got some news though. I've sold, you know, my Chrysler PT Cruiser that I put on the channel the other day. I've sold it this morning. I've agreed on it. I've sold it to someone who's a friend of the channel, basically. And it is going to get some stickers. It's not the original plan, but it will all appear on YouTube. So that's a really good result. I'm happy with that. I haven't made any money. I'm losing a little bit of money on it, but I'm okay with that because it'll be worth it when you see the stickers. Am I going to hook up with Craig from Big Brother? I'm trying to. I commented on one of his videos this morning, and I was like the third commenter. So hopefully he'll see the comment. Yeah, I'd like to hook up with him. Hey, Sweden here. Love your shirt and most of the rabbit holes. Keep it real, dude. Thank you. Geoff has found someone madder than him. Who would buy that yank tank? Yes, she is pretty mad, to be fair, but I know that she won't mind me saying that. Did you pick the shirt first or the roof liner? I am actually matching my roof liner almost again, though. Oh, you can see the bit where I had some issues here, look. But if I hadn't pointed those out, you wouldn't know. Generally, though, looks great in here, doesn't it? Looks really cool. Nothing on Reddit London, so there's nothing going on, basically. This fire is a non-event that seems to have come and gone. Not unlike this live feed. Where are we at? 17 minutes. Anybody got anything else they want to discuss, or shall we all just get on with our days? I had some other videos to make today. I'll tell you something funny. You know, I did that video this morning. Any thoughts on the E60 BMW that's about to become extinct due to road tax? E60, which one's the E60? I don't know my newer BMWs. I know that's an old BMW, but I class that as a new one. Who's that saying, I hope you got my email. Glad I caught you live. I want the logs. If I got your email, then hopefully I replied. I am getting a lot of emails at the moment, though. Live traffic cameras show accident near Gatwick, but no smoke to be seen around. Okay, so the Gatwick fire is a non-event that was over-reported by overzealous newspaper reporters and then was jumped on far too enthusiastically by YouTubers that were hoping that an EV had burnt down a car park. I was hoping I was going to be able to talk to you about the fact that this is all part of the World Economic Forum's plan to shut down airports, but sadly not. That will come again. You need a turbo 850, bro. I've had them. And my thinking on the turbo 850s is, like, they ain't fast by modern car standards, and they use a lot of fuel. So that's why I like my diesel one. Although saying that, it's currently off the road and has been off the road for months. So I've mostly been running around in my BMW X5 and this Renault. And I'm planning on doing more with this Renault. At the minute, I'm trying to plan a European road trip. Do you want a Proton Savvy? Yeah, send me an email about that if it's cheap. My van insurance went up by £400 because I was caught by a speed camera going 10 miles over the limit. That's not good, is it? They got to get the elites around the world somehow. That is true. No, I don't want a milk float, but I am going to do a video today on the new one that's been launched. Is it the Dacia Spring? The small one? That's cool. You are too clever. Luton was a real incident. What was the outcome? Nobody knows. Yeah, it's big. I like the lining. Should have got something in flock. I don't like flock because you spend your whole time doing this, moving it around. Do you know when the EU vote thing on residual 15-year-old cars is due to take place? No, I don't. I did see that Hubnut did a video on that where they basically sat down and said, oh, all these YouTubers are blowing this out like it's nothing. Well, we'll see. I'm happy with my Series Landy. I'm glad you are. Dacia Spring, powered by a spring. Is the clockwork car going to be the next big thing? John says, I love my EV and would buy another one tomorrow if I could. What is it? A Motability scooter. My Motability scooter, the little ride-on Land Rover that I bought, is going to be going to a man called Kevin, who currently owns the world's fastest shed. So that's pretty exciting. And the other thing I was going to say was, oh yeah, I did that video. I filmed it yesterday about rats. There's a rat in my EV, what am I going to do? And this morning, my swimming shorts were on the floor because I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and go for a swim today. And they'd fallen off the sofa and were on the floor. And I picked them up and I could feel that there was something in the pocket. And I thought, oh, maybe I've left some car keys in the pocket. And I put my hand in the pocket of the swim shorts like this, and it was a mouse. There was a little mouse in my shorts. And I think what had happened is one of the cats had brought it in, and then the mouse had basically done one and hid it under the sofa. And then when I dropped my shorts on the floor, the mouse had gone, oh, we'll have that. And he got in there, so I released him. Ready to be caught by the cats another day, no doubt. What's been the feedback from your Doc Malik podcast, You Cultist? Pretty good, to be honest. I think a lot of people have sort of seen a different side to Geoff Buys Cars, and have maybe now understand more about like who I am and where I come from. And that's what's really nice about a long form podcast like that. You can go into way more detail that you normally would do, and you don't need to worry like, oh, are people going to tune out? Will people still be listening? Because if they are, then they are. And I think it was an interesting enough podcast that people have been listening to the end. And there's a lot that was said in that. Tell us about Tom Cruise. What have I got to say about Tom Cruise? I once got really, really high in Oregon, in Portland, and spent an afternoon speaking to all the Scientologists. That was pretty funny. And the Scientologists, they basically believe that the Earth was seeded by aliens, and they're probably right. However, Scientology is a Ponzi scheme scam. When are you doing another video with Lee? He keeps travelling. He basically came back from Australia, landed, made a load of plans, decided this country was shit, and he's flying off again. So I haven't got a chance to meet him. We've been speaking a lot on the phone, but he was supposed to be coming down to Worcester tomorrow, but he's flying to Cyprus instead. I just joined you. You have a mouse in your shorts. Have I clicked on the wrong channel? No, this is absolutely the correct channel. It is only a mouse in my shorts and a tiger in my tank. So yeah, so I guess that's Wednesday. Hi Geoff, watching you live from the cafe. What cafe are you in? Who said that? Hi Geoff, watching you live from the cafe. Which cafe? Is it a good cafe? Looks like you're okay for wood for next winter's power cuts. Aliens gave Steve Jobs phone technology. I would not be surprised. We had very different upbringings, but ended up with similar beliefs. I think there's something there. I don't know what I believe. I just think I don't want to believe in nothing. I don't think believing in nothing does you any good. But also, I think if you believe too much in a God, then you're less inclined to do something to improve the world around you, because you sort of go, oh, it'll be okay because I'll go to heaven. Or, oh, it'll be okay because Jesus will come back and set up a kingdom on earth. And then Jesus will be like, right, all this mess that you've all made, I'm going to sort it all out. And I think as a result, people don't do enough to improve the world around them, when really what we should be doing is trying to bring a heaven or kingdom or paradise sort of living to our own little world. That's all we can do. Ante, yes, it's the best cafe. I'm a regular here. They always know my order. Do you mean the cafe in Worcester? Is that the one you mean? Isaac just PM'd you regarding when you mentioned earlier about closing UK airports. Thank you for that. A mouse in your pants, or we're just pleased to see it. Good one. Geoff, love the channel. Geoff, your thumbnail is from an Express story from 2017. A diesel tank fire at a business park near Gatwick. So that's cheeky, that is, isn't it? I'm going to change that. When I come off this live feed, I'll change that to this image, because there was no fire. Look up Aaron Russo. He was interviewed by Alex Jones years ago. He was trying to warn us years ago. He made several documentaries worth checking out. Was he murdered? Like many people are when they expose the agendas of the elite. Yeah, pretty worrying, isn't it? Funky Prepper! Funky, I've been trying to do something with you for ages, but either your car's broken or my Instagram is deleted and then we can't hook up. Have you got my phone number? If you haven't got my phone number, then send me an Instagram and I'll give you my phone number, and then we can WhatsApp, and then we're much more likely to be able to make something happen, Mr. Funky Prepper. That would be great. 700 people watching. 771 people need to go and get jobs. I don't like people who use religion, but if I... Hang on, I missed that one. They're coming in fast. If I meditate, I feel something. I think being a good person is all that matters. That's where I've got to. Just be a good person. Geoff, do you know councils cutting trees to fuel the power stations to fuel their EVs? I can believe it because there's a lot of trees that are coming down. Geoff, when are you going back to that cafe with the lady with many assets? I went there the other day and she wasn't there. I'm busy working, Geoff. Well done, Danny. He exposed the tax scam and he got taken down for that. I can believe it. Is Stourport near Stourbridge and Bell End? Yes, I do live quite close to a place called Bell End. Carl, he's on his day off. He's spending his day off watching me. I'm working while listening to your live stream. I like that because that means if you're working whilst doing this, right, you're getting paid to just watch Geoff. And I'm okay with that. It's 8:15 p.m. here in Perth in Western Australia. I wonder where Lee is. I feel like I want to grab my phone and text him, but I'm talking to my phone right now. Maybe I need to get a second phone so I can message people and do all the comments and stuff whilst on here. What car am I in? I'm in my Renault. How is my Renault? It's good. It needs a clean because I've been driving it around quite a lot lately. What have I missed? Rats eating battery cars or battery rats eating ICE? Also, a mouse in my pocket, a fire that never happened, and a little bit of chat about Lee and values. Just had a weird thing happen to add to your ongoing subscription problems. YouTube would not allow me to access your stream, but now have access 23 minutes later, unless you paid for it. I don't do paid for streams. I'm not going to do paid for streaming. That's for ladies that open their legs and do weird things on camera. That's not for a man who sits in a car and talks to people. So there's something strange going on there. I'm working, but I couldn't resist your live stream. Well, I'm sorry that it was disappointing, and I'm sorry that there was no fire and all you had was a big pile of logs. Hello from Shetland. I'd like to visit Shetland, where there's ponies and an oil spill. Did they clean up the oil spill on Shetland? I remember that being on Newsround when I was a kid. I'm retired through ill health, months in hospital and 2 drains sticking out my rib cage. Retirement, best thing ever. I like the name, Malfunction. I wish you all the best. Why don't you drive away? Drive away to where and from where? Clean your R10, take it back to that flood yesterday. Yeah, well, I basically have to drive through that all the time. So I was going to go clean this car because I'm hopefully going to do a podcast with Ian in a minute, although he is WhatsApping me right now, so I should probably get going. The jab gave me heart condition, probably retired for life too. You're not the only one, it did it to a lot of people. I'm at work, a truck driver, enjoying your content and getting paid. That's what I like to hear. It's like when you're on the clock and you go and have a nice long poo when you're browsing Facebook Marketplace on your phone, and if you can do half an hour, you can think, that was worth it. I got paid to browse cars on Marketplace for half an hour. Tell the Macmaster to insurance hobby the Taycan. That's a good idea. Geoff, have you ever been to Serbia? No, I haven't been to Serbia. 821 watching. OMG. I know, I can't believe it either. I'm at work, caring, not caring for the missus. Well done, John. Are you a fan of the TV program Bangers and Cash? Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, basically. I don't have a problem with Bangers and Cash. I don't watch much TV, really. Do a little bit of Netflix. Local guy here has a huge stack of 60s and 70s Reggie parts if you need anything. Does that mean Renault? There's a spider walking up the charging cable for my iPhone. Should I electrocute it like the map that we talked about on the rap video? Even if it was disappointing that nothing happened, I'm glad I caught the live stream for once. Ah, thank you. I appreciate that. No need to work. Half of Finland is on strike, are they? Isn't it interesting that we never really hear a decent amount of news about who is and isn't on strike and what is and isn't going on in Europe? I was going to go collect my Renault 11 today, but I decided that I couldn't be asked. Basically, I'm going to do that another time. New Dodge Charger is interesting. It's an EV. I'm going to talk about the Dodge Charger when I talk about the... What? You were banned from caring for your missus by the police because I knocked on a neighbour's window to tell them to shut up. And now there's a 6-month investigation. I can believe that. I really can. I'm going to talk about EVs because there's a few EVs things that I want to talk about. Obviously, we've now got the launch of the Dacia Spring. The Dodge Charger was launched the other day as well. And there's a few things that are coming out that really need discussing, like the new Porsche Taycan that will do 0 to 60 and something. Oh, Geoff, you need to talk about Paris. It's surrounded by farmers, a big blockade, nothing on mainstream media. I'm thinking I might go there. I think I want to do this road trip, right? Basically, I want to get out from underneath these grey skies. And I'm thinking what I should do is I want to go to Spain, bottom of Spain. And then I was like, well, if I drive to Spain and then fly the family out, I can make content about a car and a road trip and all that sort of stuff. And then I can live broadcast while I'm driving, and I can basically do like all of my normal Geoff stuff, but on the road through Spain. And then I was thinking, do I go Calais and then drive all the way down through France, or do I get the long ferry and go to Spain? So that's what I'm trying to work out at the moment. We're just trying to look at the logistics and what's the cheaper way to do it, and how we factor in kids' holidays and how much the flights are and where I would meet the wife. Because initially it was basically, I want to go on a road trip, and then obviously my wife wants to come along and bring the kids as well. So me going on a road trip on my own and breaking down in an old Renault and coming home hitchhiking is one thing, but trying to do that with my wife and children is a very different thing. So we're just trying to work out how all of this works. So we'll see. There's going to be a trip coming up soon. Anyway, New Haven to Dieppe is a very cheap ferry. I don't want to drive all the way through France, really. But if they're still rioting, then it'd be good to go document it. And I don't mind a choppy crossing because I enjoy boats and I think it would be a challenge. Portsmouth to Bilbao would be good, and a 14-hour drive south. Did it a few years ago. Well, that's the thing. If we're going to like Alicante area, then I could get a 30-hour ferry to Santander, and then it's only like a 9-hour drive to Alicante, which is a lot easier than driving all the way down through France. So all of this is coming, but I mean, do you want to see like road trips like that on the channel? I'll always do the live broadcasts. I'll always do the little bits of like content and reading the news and all that sort of stuff. But if I can move the channel in a way that people are watching travel videos, then I can do everything that I'm doing that you like to watch, but I can get more sunshine. That's where I'd like to do. I'd like to just shift the channel just slightly so there's more travel stuff. Paris, let's see the French farmers burning stuff that isn't an EV. Yeah, I'm thinking it'd be a good idea if I went Paris and went to find out what's going on. If you like a choppy crossing, Geoff, pick one of the recently docked inflatables. And that's it. Like, coming home, what do? You swim out a little bit and then wait for the RNLI to pick you up, and then you get a hotel and a load of money here. Do you immediately then get sent to Rwanda, which will be sunny? I don't know. Lots of possibilities there. So, afternoon from the witch cutting, not a million miles away. I've driven to Spain in 1 day. That's the other side of it as well. Like I said, I want to see how much ground I can cover, personally, just me. I'd like to not do it with my family. I'd like them to meet me there. I want it to be a 2-day, me on my own, driving and filming and listening to probably tropical house mixes on YouTube, which is what I like to listen to. Making videos, posting videos, and then meet my family and have a holiday, and then not film for a week. And then I can wave them off at the airport, and then I can work my way back. I was thinking if we end up in Alicante, my wife didn't like this idea, but I was thinking if we end up in Alicante, I'll wave them off at the airport, and then work my way down to Gibraltar, up the Portuguese coast, up towards the top of northern Spain, and then along the French coast and home the slow way. And film and document and all of that sort of stuff. So that's the plan. But yeah, I love your road trip videos. Thank you very much. Traditionally, when I've done road trip videos, nobody's really watched them, but I enjoy making them, and I enjoy editing them as well. So, you know, if I can move my channel more in the direction of like where Lee's channel is with travel, maybe I'll review food, because we've got different styles. Nazaré, when we drove to Nazaré in Nazaire in my Volvo 850, so we've done that. We've done thousands of miles. Geoff, you need to notify us going live. I don't know how to, because I'm not in charge of the notifications. The government wants to offer £3,000 for engineers and doctors to go to Rwanda. Yeah, that's of course the engineers and doctors that have been turned down for asylum over here. Eat wild boar if you go to rural Portugal. Will do. Hey, I'll be asking to be flown to Rwanda if this evil weather continues. I was thinking that as well. I'll take £3,000 and a flight to Rwanda. Where do we sign up for that shit? I did work on the coast in a shipyard in Sabutai, Portugal. Amazing location, and the culture feels very old. I liked Portugal a lot when we went there. A lot more than I liked France. We don't really have any good memories of France, despite the fact that we did a big French, European, Spain road trip. Everything that happened in France was rubbish, which is what gives me the inspiration to just get the ferry to Spain and bypass all of that France business. However, I own 2 French cars at the minute, and there are the farmers' riots that do need to be documented. So that gives me a reason to go to Calais. The other thing is as well, the worst part of all of that road trip for me will be the drive from my house to Dover, because that is a crap drive. So if I could go from Plymouth, the drive to Plymouth is much nicer. So if I can go Plymouth to Santander, it makes it a much more enjoyable thing. Come to Perth, the sun never hidden by the clouds. I can't afford to get there. I'd love to take my family to Australia, but it's not cheap, and there's 4 of us. Team Valley Roads, great for drivers. I know. I'm off to Ukraine later this year. I went last year volunteering. That is good. I don't really know what's going on in Ukraine. I'm trying to keep my head out of it. Why can't anyone just do tours around the UK? It's no wonder nobody wants to have any pride in what we've got. Well, why would you want to tour around the UK? I've done it all. I did John O'Groats to Land's End last year. We didn't see any sky once. The roads were terrible. There were roadworks everywhere we went, and everything took longer than it should have done. Then we did east to west, which was the same. The roads were terrible up until the point I got to the M50, which was basically Wales. And then we did the Wales one, which was 20-mile-an-hour speed limits. But bearing in mind we did those challenges, so like I said, John O'Groats, north to west, top of the country to the bottom of the country, and both sides of the country, there was, in amongst that, there was maybe 2 hours where I had to put sunglasses on. You suit a Mini. This is not a Mini, this is a Renault. So yeah, I did a lot of England last year. And when we first started discussing these challenges, I think Lee wanted to do European one. I was like, right, let's do Britain first, and then we'll do European ones. Do you think we're getting this modified weather as we are the only country to legally sign up to net zero? I think there's something much bigger going on than even we can imagine. I won't be buying a Classic Mini because they're too expensive. Come to Yorkshire, says Rob. I bet they've got tea up there. So no, I won't be buying a Mini because I think they're a lot of money for what they are. This car owes me, I mean, I paid $2.5 grand for it. I think I've put about the same into it again, maybe a little bit more. I think this car now owes me somewhere between £5,500 and £6,000, which is a cheap car for a car that is tax, MOT and ULEZ and exempt of everything. And it's only about £96 a year to insure this car. So this is very cheap motoring. I stand corrected. You suit a combustion engine car. Thank you. That's much better. We're going to get to the 40-minute mark, and then I'm going to call it a day. So we've got about 2.5 minutes left. So if anyone's got any comments that they want to get in, God, I love YouTube. It beats paying for a TV license. I was saying this yesterday, Dave. Like, why would you not? You know, if there's a YouTuber that you enjoy watching, how cool is it that you can do a live broadcast and you can engage with me and I can engage with you? I really like that. And it's not, I watch other people. So I was watching Mayor Tusi the other night, and he was doing his live broadcast, and I jumped on and said hello. And we've got Funky Prepper, who I watch as well. He's jumped on and said hello. And last night Lee was on another YouTube, and he jumped on and said hello. So I really like that we can do these little engaging things. And I try to go live whenever I've got a minute now, really. Because why not? Why would I not? I've got 5 minutes. I'll just do a quick YouTube live. Jeff would look dandy in a silver shadow. That would be cool. I'm lucky I live in Palm Beach, Florida, USA. Florida, the Sunshine State. Yeah. I'm jealous of that. Definitely a little bit jealous of living in the Sunshine State. Right, I think we're at the 39-minute. Any thoughts on 5 Series? E60, 03 to 08 going extinct. Yeah, you said that earlier on. I'd imagine because of the tax rates, they're all in trouble, which is frustrating because a 530 diesel of any specification is a great car. 520 diesel, great car. You get all the economy. You're talking 700 miles to a tank. So yeah, it's a problem. Jeff, I'm concerned the insurance companies will price out combustion cars and force us into silly electrics. Don't you worry about that. I don't believe that the insurance companies are going to price us out of our internal combustion engine cars and force us into electric cars. They're going to price us out of those as well. Any way to donate to your trip? Rachel, that's incredibly sweet of you. I don't really want to take any money from anyone. But if you want to finance something, geoffbuyscars@gmail.com, I think that's my PayPal. I probably just opened myself up to fraud there. But yeah, there's a couple of sponsors that I'm talking to as well. So like I said, I don't really want to take sponsorship on the channel unless it's a product that I actually believe in and I actually use. And I want to, if I'm taking a sponsor, then I'll do it in my own way. I don't really want to do these things where I do a 1 minute advert. Like, I want to do it in my own way. So there's 2 sponsors who do products that I have been using and haven't really told you about. And if we can get the terms correct, then they will basically finance like that sort of stuff. I'm not really interested in having, like, when you get to a certain size with YouTube, you get so many people contacting you. Like, I can't tell you how many crappy Chinese products I've turned down. And they want to pay me as well. They want to pay me to put it on my channel, and they want to send the stuff for free. And a couple of times they've sent the products and I've got the products and I've gone, this is rubbish. I'm like, this is rubbish. E-bikes, there's a reason all these YouTubers review e-bikes, because they get a free e-bike and then they put it on Facebook Marketplace and then they sell it for 900 quid. So if that's what you want to be doing, then that's fine. But I just believe that with where my channel is, I want to be free to be able to talk about what I want. And I can't talk about lithium battery fires if I'm then saying, hey, have you tried this electric bike? And then putting it on Facebook Marketplace. It's just not for me. But there are certain products that, yeah, because I've got no need to be greedy. Not being funny, like, I'm earning the same amount of money I was when I had a real job, and I'm enjoying myself more. I've got no need to be greedy. I don't have high aspirations. I don't need a supercar. I don't really want to buy a mansion. So, but like I say, if we're looking last night and I'm going, oh, bloody hell, this ferry's going to be 500 quid. And if a sponsor is in my inbox wanting to sponsor me, then I'll go, oh, great, you can pay for the ferry. And then I can make videos over there. But like I said, only if it's a product that I actually believe in. Like I said, there's 2. One of them I've been speaking to for a year and I still haven't got around to do anything with them. But I've been using their product now for, well, since before Christmas. And it's a good product. And it is a product that I would actually use. So maybe if we can get that. How do you get a mortgage when you tell the bank you're a YouTuber? You don't. You don't. It's as simple as that. So yeah, we rent a house at the moment. Not Manscaped. No, it won't be Manscaped. Because I just find those, like, when John Cadogan, like, Joe Rogan doing Manscaped is one thing, but John Cadogan doing it, I was like, mate. This, the picture of John Cadogan shaving his balls is not what I want to leave you with, but that is what I'm going to leave you with. When are you doing that video with Insurance Guy? In a minute, actually. I've got to go see him. I was really hoping it wasn't going to rain, but it has started raining. But I'm going to go see Virtually Impossible to Get Any Self. Yeah, exactly. And even prior to YouTube, I've been self-employed for I don't know how long. So it's always going to be hard to get a mortgage, isn't it? Because they want to see all of the stuff that you haven't been doing properly for however long. Duncan Goodhue reviewing anti-dandruff shampoo. Some of them are terrible. And I know that you all hate it, because I hate it. When I watch someone and I watch them doing an advert, and I'm just like, this is cringe. And I got a lot of love for Matt Armstrong. You know, what he's done with his YouTube channel is phenomenal. But there's nothing more cringy than watching Matt Armstrong going, and then it was late at night and we had a really big decision to make on the Audi as to whether we were going to rebuild the engine or not, and we can't make a big decision on an empty stomach. So here's this meal replacement drink. And I'm like, I kind of love the way he does it, but I can't see myself doing that. So yeah, if I do an advert on the channel, it'll be because I've been using their product for free for 6 months, and I finally got to a point where I feel like it's okay for me to tell you that I've been using it. That's how we'll do it. And Air Up as well. Everybody's advertising Air Up, right? These scent flavored things. I could really do with them sponsoring me, because I've got young kids. You got all these YouTubers getting sponsored by Air Up, and none of them have got kids. And I'm like, why don't you come and sponsor me? I've got kids that are already using this stuff. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. That was a bit of a. So there's no fire. And that's just a general chat and a catch up with some of your comments. I said we were going to get to the 40-minute mark. We're now going to make it to the 45-minute mark. So I need to get off my YouTube. I need to check my messages and see where Ian is at and where he wants to meet to have a chat about car insurance. With the election likely this year, which political party do you think is most ICE car friendly? Do you think any? I think the interesting thing will be not, and fuel and all those meal replacement stuff, none of it is good for you. None of it. Just try and eat well. Someone did expose an air up is basically a scam. Well, yeah, do you know what? It will be a scam. Like all of these things, someone comes up with a product and it's just very, very good marketing. I don't really see that it's a scam, because you drink the water and you smell the scent and that's what you're getting. That's not a scam. That bit seems to work. But what is a scam is the cost of the things. They've somehow managed to convince school children that they need to have a bottle that they take to school that's 30 quid. And that's the scam. The product's fine. The quality is nice. But it's the way they've shifted perspectives on what you should and shouldn't have in your school lunchbox. And that's the bit that I don't agree with. I don't think they really encourage children to drink any more water than they already do. Maybe they do. I don't know. Yeah, the capsules. If I can get some for free and get some capsules for free, then great. Because like I said, my kids are already using them, because it's great to try and get your children to drink more water, so long as it's not tap water. But that's a whole other story, isn't it? Let's be honest, e-bikes and e-scooters are just the modern day version of hoverboard disasters. If you go to Gibraltar, you could pop in on the Avid Gardener. Oh, is he down there, is he? All right, cool. It's not a scam, but it's awful. What, the air up stuff? I don't see how it's awful, but like I say, it's just a way to get money out of parents. But that's no more of a scam than like Nike, or Nike, as I would say. You know, you got all the kids running around in these Nike trainers that cost I don't know how much money, and it's ludicrous. And we wear barefoot shoes that allow you. I've got really wide feet. I'm quite naturally a swimmer, and my kids have as well. So trying to squeeze them into like tight, narrow Nike trainers. And since I started wearing, and again, like I can't, they won't sponsor me, even though I'm talking about them and I'm telling you about them. So I wear Vivo barefoots, right? And once I started wearing them, because I always wear Vans. I've worn Vans for years, just because, you know, Blink 182, basically. And I started wearing barefoot shoes and I was like, oh, this is better. This is much better. Because you never get that point at the end of the day where you take your shoes off and you go, oh, that feels nice. Because your feet just feel nice all the time. However, they're really lightweight, and as I've moaned many times before, my feet get cold and wet more often than they should do. I need to go. It must be about time for me to meet Ian. So I will. Geoff doesn't wear Vans anymore. I'll put them in the tip. And Vans are woke as shit as well. Geoff, I think you like my 2012 FJ Cruiser, a real SUV with a V6. They don't make them anymore, 126,000 miles, and it runs perfect. Send me a photo, because I will like that. Geoff needs a Converse or Vans sponsor. He buys fakes because they're expensive. No, Converse are really, really bad for your health. And as I've just said, Vans are as well, so I wouldn't want to be sponsored by either of them. Hunter S. Thompson wore Converse his whole life, and because they don't really offer any support, he ended up with a back that was just like broken. And the doctors actually said that it was probably from wearing Converse that don't have any support for anything, which is quite interesting. I don't like the idea of meal replacement drinks, says Luke. We'll just end up like the people from Wall-E. Yes, we will. 48 minutes. Crikey, I've got to go. Thank you, everybody. Have I been to Madeira? No, I'd love to. I want to go to one of the islands. If you've got suggestions for what I should do for my European trip, and what, more importantly, what content you want to see. Do you want to see the sort of stuff that Lee does, where it's like, oh, I'm going to film a 33-hour ferry? Because I don't think I'd be good at that, but maybe I would. Maybe people would watch it. I don't know. What kind of content would you like to see if I was to drive from my house to the Bombers Bay and back? Tell me what you want to see. Pop it on an email to me, geoffbuyscars@gmail.com. If you've got any suggestions for cars, content, or sponsors, send them over. Thank you very much, everybody. My phone is buzzing. I've got to go find Ian from Cherished Vehicle Insurance. And if you want some car insurance, Cherished Vehicle Insurance Services, tell him Geoff sent you. And I didn't get paid for saying that. Thank you, everybody.